Morning guys, welcome back to the trail. We're here at Turton and Entwistle reservoir again. We're going to use this as a jumping off point for our walk up to Jubilee Tower. Quite looking forward to it today. You wouldn't believe it looking from the sky, but it is an absolutely gorgeous day. This is just a bit of morning mist that I've no doubt it's going to burn away as time moves on. Oh, I don't even know what bird it is, something different. So yeah, glad you could join me today. We're looking at about 14 miles, going to the map. We'll do a circular loop from here up to Jubilee Tower, around some different areas I've not been to before, and then back round. So yeah, happy to be starting here. I always like this reservoir, I love the scenery. So yeah, let's get to it. A bit busy this morning, plenty of dog walkers and runners. So we're just heading up to the northwestern side, which we'd normally take for the path of the wealthy and a lot of my other routes. But then we're going to break off north just in a few minutes. What a gorgeous morning. It's going to be a gorgeous day. I know it. Get that early weather report in. Only just started and the gators are on. Really buggy morning. I think we're getting a lot of fly attention this morning. Making our way through this field back on the Whitton Weaver's Way, which obviously doesn't get walked very often, judging by the overgrowth. Just following the path north again. Oh, that sun's bright and it's already warming up. Woo-wee! So the idea of wearing gaiters, if you've never come across them before, is not necessarily to stop you, specifically your trousers getting wet or dirty, which is one purpose you can use them for. The main purpose is that the trousers don't get wet, and then the moisture transfers to my socks, and then from the socks down into my boot, and you'd be amazed how quick that can happen. I was walking through some high grass before I got the gaiters, and it literally took about 10 minutes before my feet were soaked, just as the water transfers itself through these different layers. And once your feet are wet on the inside, they're not drying anytime soon. You're going to have to walk like that. And if your feet are wet, that means your skin's soft, which means it's more prone to blisters. So keeping your feet dry is probably one of the top 3 hiking rules I would ever give you. Probably number 1. I might even go and say number 1. Just keep your feet dry. But on a more positive note, what a morning. There's just this last few wisps of mist that the sun's burning away. I'm telling you now, it's only sort of 7 o'clock-ish and it is getting warm. We're supposed to be having a heat wave this weekend, so I thought I would go hiking, and I'm happy about that. Got plenty of water today, got nearly 3 litres. Made my pack a bit heavier, but I'm alright with that. This is not a day to be thirsty. I will just lose energy, lose the will to carry on walking, put my life at risk, so I ain't taking chances. Right, let's get on it, enough rambling. There's our friend, Winter Hill. Be pretty damn clear up there. But we're not going there today. We're heading down here to a different tower today. You have to bear with me. I've been playing with the camera's settings to try and get the light balance a bit better. Some of my last videos it kind of went a bit caca, but I've played with that, and I know there's a couple of scratches on the lens which I've tried to clean out. I don't think they're going to come out, but so far I'm now, after using the 8-man, I'm kind of drawn towards saving up for a GoPro, doing it properly. This is a great little camera, but the scratch lens and the fact that the lens is fishbowl, I prefer it not to be fishbowl. I don't know if I gain anything from that. I'd rather be able to get some range. So I'm going to look into some new cameras, some different cameras, see if we can improve quality a bit. Ruins of an old farmhouse, clearly. Just stopped for a minute, so what I'll be doing all day is just stopping for a few minutes, take on more water at each leg. So I remember this from the Bear Way, one of my really early routes. It's not online. I think it was on a OS map, an actual OS map. Which seems back in the day a real grueler of a 15-miler. Doesn't seem as bad these days. So yeah, we're going to follow that similar route all the way up to the tower. We'll take a different route back down and round. So yeah, warm enough already. Away, I did it. First one of the day. Yeah, going to be a good one. So after last week, when I kind of felt things were getting a bit out of control and a bit run down, kind of managed to claw it back this week. Got plenty of sleep. Work managed to level out a bit, so I feel like a bit more peaceful today. Perfect timing for this trail, and quite glad as well that I mentioned last time that we'd organised the Pendle Way, which is now going to be in end of July, so it's only 2 weeks off. That's coming up. That's a 2-day hike. Kind of resolved in my mind to do the Wire Way. Keep getting it wrong. The Wire Way, which I've already walked in sections from start to finish. Now I'm kind of feeling I'm going to do that as a through hike for you guys, get that videoed, and I'll be doing it over 3 days. Can't remember the mileage. The mileage will appear across the bottom of the screen for that one. But then I've been working with Patrick, who's also a brother in Christ, and Tim's brother, working towards accommodation for Hadrian's Wall in September. I'm going to do that again. That'll be the 3rd time, but that's to take Patrick and Tim on it and kind of put to rest the demons that that trail has given me over the years. The first time I did it, we failed 17 miles away from the end. It was the very first long distance hike I'd ever done. It was an absolute disaster, and then a year later we kind of recovered and came back, and that was a bit of a disaster because a lot of things had gone into the planning that shouldn't have been there, and it made everything hard work. So I kind of want to go this time and do it fitter, wiser, and a lot better prepared, so that I can just kind of put it to rest and do a video for you guys. That'll be kind of an epic video. It's going to be over 6 days. Keep the mileage low for Tim. And that kind of takes us to autumn and winter. I'm not quite sure what to do then, because there's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Grey area. A lot of concerns that perhaps we're going to be locked down again with winter respiratory viruses and COVID version 22. Yeah, get out, fly. Do one. Put some sun cream on, hoping it'll keep them away and keep me from burning. So yeah, that's as much planning as I'm prepared to do, or God willing. So definitely Pendle Way, definitely Hadrian's Wall at this stage. and the Wye Away, and also did the Rossendale planning, which is only a 2-day hike with 1 night, so that might be a weekender. And there you go, you're up to date. You're welcome. Let's carry on. I'm pretty sure we're going to break off and go that way, not that way. Time to consult the map. So yeah, last time I went that way towards Sugarleach, like a hill, which is literally walking through fields which were quite boggy last time. I don't expect them to be this time, but now I'm a bit better prepared. I can follow this track, take a right at the junction of another track and come up onto Sugarleach through a bit more of a delicate path. All public rights of way. I'm not just wandering around some farmland on the map. We've got them green dots, which tells me I've got public access, public right of way, which ties in nicely to why Jubilee Tower was built in the first place, which I will mention when we get a bit nearer. You know I like to give you a bit of history. Well, I'll repeat myself, as I'm prone to doing, that this tower featured in one of the most popular books, The Wolf and the Bear. You can see on Amazon. Because one of the characters in that, Bear, explains to the young girl he's helping that why the tower was built and why it's still standing there as part of the story 1,000 years later. And it kind of has a sort of meaning in the book. So it means a lot to me. I always think back to good times of writing that book and all the good feedback I've had from readers. So not an advertisement, it doesn't matter to me if you read it or not. I don't make any money off the books, I just enjoy it. So there you go. I'm getting them summer smells again now. I love it, absolutely love it. Plus there's a lot of sheep, better than cows. So sadly, this long forgotten path has all but gone. I think only the sheep are maintaining this one. Still, I've got the OS map to guide me, and there is some sort of path here. I can get a line off it. The bugs would stop eating me. No landing, but they're not biting yet. Well, you know, I said last time about life. Video games imitating life, and how you can have random encounters. Here's another one. Plane wreckage and a cross. In memory of Herbert Noga, a Polish pilot of Squadron 316 who died in a Mustang plane crash 29th of July 1945. And then it says it again in Polish. (1945), war had ended. That's nice. Little key ring on the top. Didn't even know this was here. It's not even on the map. So this is on Wives Hill. I just stumbled upon it really. Wasn't looking for it. I'm a little bit off the track. My track's that way. So again, a little random location and a wonderful view. Moorland like this is always tricky, always a bit boggy. Well, you can see there's usually a path through, especially here where we're picking up the Whitton Weaver's Way in a minute. Man, it's warm. That was 2 of it now. 3. It's just a gorgeous day. I can't fault it, and that view behind you. I'll turn the camera around, but you ain't going to see it. It's just wonderful. That's why I'm out here. I'm annoyed because I have a stain from breakfast on my pants. It's proper triggering me. You can just see it. Little things, you know. Here, turn you around. Looking towards Blackburn now. Over there in the distance, Blackburn and Darwen. And then over there, flipping wind turbines. But we should be heading in that direction, over the top to Jubilee Tower. Man, there's a nice cool breeze blowing through here. Absolutely gorgeous. Just keeping the heat of the day off. I've got Blackburn and Darwen over on my right there. I'm just making my way round towards this road that leads to a very rich person's house. Don't know whose it is. But got a bit distracted by the technology before and completely missed a dog walker. Wow. I mean, I don't think Blackburn and Darwen's that beautiful, but I'll take anything this morning. Beautiful. So we are going to be heading up to there and round, and then we should start to see the tower. And waking up on that balcony, waking up to that view. Well, the guy who lives there, or woman, they don't have to imagine it. That's their morning. Now, or eat for sun. Sorry if the sun's in your eyes. It's right behind me. And we are going to head up that way. So we've done 3.5 miles already, which did not seem like 3.5 miles. Probably because I was too busy engaged in faffery. I was doing a lot of faffing. But now we're going to take this side path, part of the Whitton Weaver's Way as usual. And start climbing up towards the tower. Oh, I keep saying it, but this weather, man. It's weather. How could you be indoors on a day like this? Here we go. There it is, off in the distance, and I was aware that they were doing some work to it, hence why it's got scaffolding all the way around, which is a shame. It wasn't going to put me off coming on the trail. There's things surrounding it, but I can't see from here what they are. Might be people, might be workers, we'll see. Yeah, it does look like it's being worked on now, so I think it'll be a flying visit today. Yeah, so Darwen Tower was sort of built in 1898 to commemorate Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee, but more importantly for us, it was built to celebrate the land rights access for the public. What would you call it? Open access that was fought for, so people could travel over the moors freely without the landowners stopping them. So it's quite an important tower for us because we're making use of that privilege now of being able to access Darwen more. And now somebody putting gates and fences up, so I'm very happy for that tower and what it symbolises. So I've stopped here for a minute because I started noticing signs saying that a couple of the bridleways are closed. And I'm assuming it's the ones leading up to the tower because there are works being done. So I'm going to have to divert that way to the west, come at it from the footpath that's still permissible. So I can regain my route, I just need to go around the route I was originally going to take. Bit of a shame. Even from here the whole place is crawling with workers. So I'll stick a picture of the tower up now. So there you can actually see it as it is there, without scaffolding. So, bit of a shame, but I'm out here for the walk anyway. So, have a bit of a break here and then move on. I'm going to eat this apple and cinnamon grain bar. Oh, it's gone a bit warm and soggy in my bag. And proper gooey centre to it. Takes me back to my childhood. And I used to have Nutri-Grain bars in my lunchbox. It's alright. Could have done with a cup of coffee to wash it down. Tell you that. It's nice and peaceful up here. Now then. Just spotted a hiker coming down the route I wasn't going to take. So I'm now going to wait a bit longer, make sure my rubbish doesn't blow away. See if he comes this way. Get out of the sun. Well, he didn't come down this way. He's gone a different route. But it's emboldened me to carry on regardless. It means there's hikers up there and the builders don't really care. So I am heading this way. So we'll leave Jubilee Tower behind, start making our way down to go circle back around, back towards the car. Let me just consult the map. Always upside down, sorry. Yeah, we're going to go around Sunnyhurst Reservoir, hit the 7-mile mark, then into Tockholes, which is nice. Follow Tockholes all the way down to Old Man's Hill, pick up the Whitton Weavers Way again. Yeah, Tockholes is nice for the nature reserve. We'll have a minute here and then we'll set off. There we go. Bell runner number 1. Just need a golf course now. Right, so we're coming off the moor. I'm going to follow a path around this reservoir. Don't bin it, fling it. Bin it, don't fling it. Bin it. Bin it, don't fling it. Right, I think it's that one. Let's see. Here's an example of one of these signs saying that some of the pathways are closed, but who has a freaking clue what that means? All of this is closed. Well, just close it off then, instead of leaving it open. Whatever. Sticking to my path. Go. I was compelled to buy a new tripod for this. The leg of the other one broke off. Rather unfortunate because I like that tripod. But this one is a little bit unwieldy. The ball joint doesn't want to move, so I'm trying to get used to it. Hogweed's back. Yeah. Nothing to eat, my friend. Always looks tempting to swim in. Join some sort of water course further on. Can't see where it goes. Might have to investigate. Feeding into this little brook. So just approaching Ryle Fold, where the pub is, and our entrance into Tockholes. I'm kind of hoping the cafe's open. I fancy a brew or a milkshake. I could have a banana milkshake. It's nice warm, but I don't really feel that affected by it. I don't know why. Maybe the fitness is coming together. I don't know. But I am ready for a banana milkshake. Well, busy Ryle Fold was rammed, so no banana milkshake, and there was an ice cream kiosk, but just nobody decided to stand in it. It was empty, so they do not get my business. Anyway, into Tockholes now, heading south, rejoining our loop, and we'll be on the 7 mile mark, so we're over halfway there. As you can see, lovely woodland. Heading south now, but I forgot that it's kind of a long, steady climb. All rocky and paved, but quite challenging. That's 3. Beautiful though. Beautiful. River running down there. All that woodland. Stunning. It's more of a nature reserve than anything. Quite popular with locals. Come walk the kids. but we're just passing through, and it comes out the southwest side of Darwen Moor, which is where we're going to rejoin and head back towards Turton and Entwistle reservoir, back to the car. Here we are in Hollinshead Hall and Well House ruins. These were built in 1776 by John Hollinshead, but even the memory of it now is kind of dismissed. Doesn't look like anyone maintains the ruins. And Well House is over there. They've largely fallen into disrepair over the years, especially when the water board built the reservoirs. But now it's kept by a society. Well, most of it's just allowed to be reclaimed by nature. It's a shame. Apparently there are a lot of merry revels in this hall back in the day. A lot of the stones were then taken to build dry stone walls locally. And this is all that's left. Ah well. Hollinshead Hall and well. Let's get back down. And I'm ready for a break. So, find somewhere to sit in this merry hall. I'm spreading out, letting some stuff dry. Reduce myself to a t-shirt. It's a bit more comfortable. I don't know whether to ditch the braces, stay like this. Oh no! First double. I'm gutted. It's the first repeat card I've had. The Rhino. I've already had the Rhino. I only got like 7 cards out of 60. How can I get the Rhino again? Wounded. Anyway. Finished it off with a brunch bar. I'm quite good. Wow. What a day. Ruins are lovely. Still quite busy. Some people coming past, cyclists, walkers. Why would you be sat inside on a day like this? You should be out. You should be getting this vitamin D. And that's all I've got to say. I might even treat myself to a can of Monster. I have Monster today. Full on Kyle. Here's the crickets. making a racket, to be fair. Right, I'm going to have that can. Why is it you can hear crickets but never see them? You go near to where they are, they vanish. No last problems. I'm really lollygagging today. I feel like just taking my time. Yeah, why not? Came across a crazy conspiracy theory about Monster. That the three parts of the M are the Hebrew character for the number 6, which would make that 666 the mark of the beast. And I'm not quite sure why a can of energy drink would signify the mark of the beast. I really don't understand that. I suspect it's just the logo. Just saying. Alright, that was enough lollygagging. Pressing on now. Let's get these miles bashed out. Here I go on the road again. Bit of road walking. Baking heat. I think I spoke too soon. I'm starting to feel the heat. I could have gone that way, over that hill, where that bench is, and where all them cows are. I ain't doing that. Well, back on Darwen Moor now. It's only a short stretch of road to walk. Heading towards my 10.5 mile mark. Leaves me with 3.5 left. So far so good. Winter Hill is looking down on me. I actually wonder if this is going to overlap with where I was before. I don't think so. No, it won't do. I'm just rambling on. Yeah. Nice and warm now. Not uncomfortable, but it's warm. I'm enjoying it. I keep plodding on. There could have been stone stolen from Hollinshead Hall to make that dry stone wall. Thieves. Did they not care that there was a merry revel there? Many of them. But yes, my instinct was absolutely spot on. Spot on, sir. If we go, let me turn you around. If we go down there, we'll rejoin the path which we took for the Winter Hill walk the other week. If you haven't seen it, go watch the video. So that's why it looks familiar. Over there, over to Belmont Reservoir, Delph Reservoir. It's where we were last week. But we're not going that way. We're going to break off up here, up onto Darwen Moor, where it says Turton and Darwen Moors. So we're going to follow that path, which we haven't been on yet. So let's go. I thought I'd picked up a tail. There was somebody behind me plodding along, but he's taken the road, I think. Or there's a car park there. Bugs. There's a car park. So let's see if we can get away without finding any more air crash sites. Hope nobody's died on Rivington. I'm deciding that Rivington's a dangerous place to fly a plane. I really am. Oh man, whole incline. We were almost at road level down there. Now we're up here. Oh, oh, oh! This is a workout. Who needs the gym? Ah, cool breeze is back. Come on. Blow on me. I will not lie. That was a slog. Oh man. So far I've drunk 2 litres of fluid. I'm sweating. What was I saying? I wasn't bothered. Well, to be fair, I'm not bothered to the point where I would just want to go home. I'm just very warm. But this doesn't feel as bad as if the same temperature was at work. It's just nowhere near as fun. Them crickets need to shut up. That way. Turton, please. Oh, not another tragedy. I like the verse though. Greater love hath no man than this, and he laid down his life for his friend. Wonder what happened. 1917. Time to Google. So I found an article in the Lancashire Evening Post dated 2017, sort of 100 years after the incident had taken place. And what had happened, it was a hard winter. 3 Darwen lads, the lads named on the plaque, had set out hiking over the moors back before there were established footpaths like there are now, 1917. And a severe blizzard had come in, horrendous storm that people were trying to weather, but these 3 lads didn't see coming whatsoever. And they basically got lost, didn't know where they were. One of them, Longton, left 2 behind to go and get help, but when it was apparent that Longton wasn't coming back, one of the other lads sacrificed his own overcoat to keep the other one warm, and then he set off to try and get help. It was in vain. Longton was already dead and the other 2 died apart from each other. Hence why the passage from John, no greater love has any man than this, that he laid down his life for his friend, in that the boy gave his overcoat to his friend to try and keep him warm at his own expense, and probably resulted in his own death as well. Tragedy. It's quite a hard read, it got a little bit emotional there. In the overcoat was a badge apparently saying "Fight the good fight," which is another verse from one of Paul's letters. I've fought the good fight, I've kept the faith, as he was facing execution in Rome. So there you go, that's the story behind that tragedy. A lot of tragedy on these hills. Oh, helicopter going past. Yeah. Seems absolutely foreign now, but back then, 100 years ago, Christian ethics and Christian morality was just the norm. It was ingrained in people. It's not to say everybody was a believer, I don't think that at all, but I think the society was so diluted, so mixed, so ingrained with biblical values, ideas of right and wrong and honour and just general goodness, that I think made that society great, that generation, those generations, multiple ones. And how far removed are we from that right now? Not to get all maudlin, but you can't argue that Christianity didn't do a lot of good for the world. Yeah, it was abused, it was corrupted by sinful men. We were warned about that 2,000 years ago. Jesus said that would happen, but how many places in the world now have schools and hospitals because of Christianity? Because people cared. Orphanages, think of Barnabas Trust and all that. You know, these children's homes, these mission societies that go out educating people and building hospitals, clean water, and we're moving so far away from that now. I just wonder what's to come. I know we're moving very much in the direction of socialism, which has been proven time and time again to fail miserably, but yeah, people seem determined to try it. But by the by, thinking of those three lads though, 100 years ago, they're on the top of the moors, they realise they've bitten off more than they can chew. What's the first instinct? To look out for the guy next to him, look out as a band of brothers, try and do the best. Sadly, it ended in death, but I do wonder if I'll see those three guys, if they had saving faith and it wasn't just what the society had told them. Maybe they actually had a relationship with God. If they do, I'll be having a chat with them guys one day. Pretty sure at this rate I'm going to die of, oh heck, overhydration. Is that that's a thing? That is a thing. Not today though. Oh man, not today. On a serious note, to appreciate the cloud cover, I've said before, dehydration is a big issue in hiking. Signs of it: fatigue, headache, weariness. The colour of your pee, not to be rude, is a big indicator. If it's yellow or dark yellow, you are already dehydrated. Your pee should be clear or fairly pale yellow at most. But I know I'm struggling because normally I do a lot of peeing and I've only done one today, right at the beginning of the trail, and I am now on my, well into my 3rd litre. And I've not needed the toilet. So it's important in weather like this, 20 odd degrees, it's about 22, 23, maybe up to 25. Hydrate, man, hydrate. And if you're ever in doubt, 127 hours, go and watch it. If you've already seen it, go watch it again. If you want to appreciate water, you watch that film. Oh man, that's the one where his arm gets stuck under the rock. You know what I'm on about. Right, we're nearly at the 10.5 mile mark, so it's just plod, plod, plod all the way back to the car. It's been a really good walk so far, really enjoyed it. Got me thinking, that plaque really did get me thinking. It's one of the reasons I'm out here. I wouldn't have found that, wouldn't have known that story. That was a thoroughly unenjoyable scramble from the path over there all the way back up here. It says there's a path, but no path to be found. This is what I was looking for, this track which I'm on now, which is called Cranshaw's. I'm going to take this back, heading towards Turton in the car. Didn't enjoy that at all, it was a bit annoying. Should have turned back earlier. But hey ho, we're on it now. We'll change the map to suit. So, after losing a good 10 minutes to backpedaling, try and find a way around this path that I want to use, and it's failed miserably. I'm committed. The Rubicon has been crossed. The path I want is a straight line to the reservoir, blocked by cows, but halfway up the field, giving himself the height advantage, is my wise opponent, my nemesis, who is plotting my destruction. And it's a bull, and he's a big lad, and I've identified him as a bull. Why are they in the field on a public footpath? So I'm now going to give said bull the wide berth, allowing him to keep his height advantage over me. Hope that he sees my lowly condition, my humility before him, does not wish to engage, and give him the battle. The field is his, quite literally in this sense. So, as usual, trust in faith to not die at the hands of these cows. There he is. He's up there with his back to me, with his calf. Oh, brilliant. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? So, that's where I want to go. I'm going to go and join the sheep this way. So far, so good. The widest of berths. That's where I'm heading. No cows have been alerted to my presence. You, sir, may have won the battle, but I will win the war when he's sandwiched between two halves of a brioche bun. So now I'm going to start angling myself towards the path that we're supposed to take. But most of the livestock are behind me, and none of them seem to feel the need to pursue. And it may seem funny, and I know I'll make a joke of it, but I've said before, if you're a new watcher, this is actually a thing that does happen in England quite more often than you think. Usually a story, sub-story in a newspaper about a couple or somebody hiking who was trampled to death by cows. I remember very recently, only a few months, an elderly couple walked through the field, didn't take it seriously, and they were trampled to death. One was definitely killed, the other was seriously injured. I don't know what happened since then. So as I make light of it, there is actually a bit of fear in me, especially when the bull is in and there's calves. Obviously he's going to want to defend his family. So we show them respect and try and respect the farmer's land. If he chooses to put the bull in a field without putting proper signage up, there's not much I can do about that. But hey ho, there we go. And I can successfully say we survived for the time being. I'm not going to negotiate this bog, I'm going to walk around it. Okay, I can resume the journey now. So just then came to the decision that I've lost a lot of time tramping, trying to figure out this route, and I look at the map sometimes and I think, what was I thinking to put this little diversion in? So at the moment the map says to go down and then back up to the reservoir, when right now there's a path right in front of me that I can use to take me back. It'll knock at least a mile off, so it won't be 14, it'll be more like 13, maybe even 12 and a half. But because of this that's just happened and that silly scramble on a path that didn't exist, I'll now change the map on my app and I would reprint it to avoid this field and probably take a more direct route back to the reservoir. I've kind of seen everything I wanted to see. With the day getting hotter and water down to 500 mils, I think it's high time to call it a day. So I'm very satisfied. It was such a good walk, and again you're just encountering these, like the plaque, the air crash, grave right early on. I mean, brilliant, fantastic, little random locations you'd never have known were there. So yeah, good day, but I am going to start beelining back to the car. Not gonna lie, I do like a good logging route. smell the fresh cut wood. Can't have been that long since they chopped it down. There's a first. Feckin' got me. Feckin' fly. Big fella as well. It's proper stinging. Must have been a horse fly. So I have slapped some Sudocrem on that. Plastered it up. Got no doubt it's going to swell up, as horsefly bites are prone to do. It got me! Painful, quite a burning sensation. Anyway, heading towards the reservoir now, and we'll pick up the path we took this morning and all the way back to the car. I expect it'll be quite busy now, it's mid-afternoon. There's a lot of people there. Not to worry, it's the quickest way back to the car. Let's do it. Here we are, heading back along the reservoir, back to the car. Well, nearly back now. What can I say? What a walk. Really nice. Weather came through. Just brilliant. Shame about the field of cows and the bite. A bit swollen now, but not the end of the world, is it? I think that lake looks very appealing. Even though it's only a reservoir, it's been beautifully done. Looks like something from Canada or just another country. Beautiful. Well guys, back at the car, got my juice. I've even took the legs off my pants, give them a chance to breathe. And what an enjoyable walk. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It just spoiled just a little bit right at the very end. It did niggle me that, having to scramble through basically a path that didn't exist but was clearly on the map. So anyway, I was very touched by the plaque of those 3 Darwen lads. I enjoyed the fact that I got to stroke a horse. It didn't try and kill me, and the weather was faultless. What more can I say? So hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to go home. I'm definitely 100% going to have a nap because I'm getting old, and I might spend the night editing, get this video up. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe check out some of the other videos, and I'll see you on the trail.